No, that was better. We're back with another video. This time we're talking about Invincible, Season 4. I don't know why that. Season 4. I like that better. World is Invincible, Season 4. Pretty good. Pretty good season. Story-wise, solid and whatnot. Now there are things we're going to talk about. It's not going to be the animation. I'm not going to talk about the animation. I have like a whole, I think it was like a 17-minute rant of me talking about Invincible animation. If y'all want to watch that, I'll put a link in the description below. There we go. So yeah, check that out if you want to. But now, for this review, we're just talking about the show itself. That's it. You already know how I feel about the animation. Story-wise, again, I think it was probably one of the best seasons for sure. I think for sure. Like, especially like because with Invincible and whatnot, read the comics, you know, but like, so the story gets progressively better in my opinion. There might be like some low arcs or some like kind of mid arcs, but then like it's like kind of like a mini arc. But then when it gets to the main story, gas. And like this main story arc right here, one of the best for sure. Well, it will lead to so many great things in the future. So I'm very excited to see how they do season 5. But like ranking the seasons, I like season 4 a lot. Season 1 was really good. 3 was solid. 2 was decent. Yeah, so I guess it's 4, 1, 3, 2. You could say 4, 3, 1, 2. But I'll just say 4, 1, 3, 2. That's how I rank them. But no, this story, great. I feel like when it comes to like this arc specifically, like the whole coalition of planets versus the Viltrumite Empire, the war, really good build up, fun to see. Especially like this arc of Mark II as well. You know, managing to be a hero. Oliver picking up some slack too and whatnot. That's kind of cool. It was a really good arc, and I feel like the highlight was like the later half of them actually getting into the war. Like AO or Omni came to Earth, Nolan. It's like, hey bro, it's time. Needs your help with this war. They hop onto the war front, and it's just active the entire time. Like the first few episodes, if I remember correctly, is it? What's that last season? I'm pretty sure this season. I'm sorry, like I get the episodes mixed up because it's just like they kind of fuse in together. Give me a second. Let me double check. Okay, yeah. So like the first episode was a squid episode with him tweaking out. Then at some point we had like the who's that guy? That Stone dude too. Okay, yeah, so yeah. These are all the same season. Great. Just double checking. So now I lost my train of thought. Fuck. Okay. I think I found my thought process. The first 4 or 3 episodes were really good stuff, like you know, just kind of low stakes, him doing like hero jobs and whatnot. Then leading up to the war front, I feel like that was the real meat and potatoes at that point, because now we're like, all right, real stuff is actually getting active now, because it's been going on in the background, but now it's time to actually like make a move. And I feel like that was pretty cool. And then we have like the twist of like they're on their way. What's I'm looking for? Were they on their way to the planet, or I think they were on their way to Viltrum? The point is, like, they had the whole coalition of planet defenders. It was like Tech Jacket, Alan, Nolan, Mark Oliver. They were on the way somewhere, but then they got ambushed by some Viltrumites. And Conquest is there too, so that was cool. And again, at that point, we had seeds from the last season, like, you know, Cecil messing up, you know, keeping Conquest alive and whatnot in a bunker. Messed it up, the Conquest was still alive. Boom, he's out now. Fought Mark. And that fight was pretty good. I really liked that fight because it wasn't really like a fight. It was more like, you know, a struggle fest. People just going back and forth. So like if you saw like the animation for that was kind of clean. Like them just zooming across the planet. That was fresh. That was a good episode. Then next on top that you get Mark healing afterwards from that battle. And Oliver and Nolan getting their time to bond and whatnot. Get that familial bond. That was cool. Like, this season was really setting up that foundation of them, like, kind of starting to become, like, a family again. them being together, there's being some trust, a foundation there, working together and whatnot. I like that thoroughly. I like how Nolan's getting like his redemption arc. That's pretty fresh. So at that point, we move forward because if from the show, if you remember, freaking Mark was out of commission for I think like a month because he had his guts ripped out literally. So like he was out for a month. He needed time to heal and whatnot. They were going back and forth with the war. They were doing decent. Freaking Viltrum was losing influence some of their planets, and they were rebelling too. Because mind you, there's only like 50 some odd Viltrumites, so they can't be everywhere at the same time. You know what I mean? So at that point, they're losing some of their power structure, and now Dad's like, hey, listen, now it's the time to strike. But Thrag came in, attacked the home world of the Coalition planets, their council chamber, if you will. They attacked it. The attack failed. Next episode, Dad's like, hey, listen, let's attack Viltrum directly. Just take them all out. You know what I mean? Let's just finish the war. If we take out Thrag, we win. Boom. They shoot towards Thrag, but Thrag's waiting for them, and we get this big battle. And let me tell you, bro, I'm so glad we got Thrag in action, man. They did a good job of showing that Thrag is on a completely different level. There was nothing they could do to Thrag. Their only win con at this point is the Scourge virus or Space Racer landing a hit. But even then, freaking Thrag, freaking what's what I'm looking for? Dodged a shot from Space Racer at the beginning of the fight. Space Racer literally had a shot ready for him, a shot, and he's easily dodged that, you know? But no, that whole episode with Thrag just showing off was fantastic. We got the iconic vacuum fists in that too, bro. That was just... They did great with Thrag, bro. Thrag was... Is my mic good? Is that... I feel like I messed up. No? 1, 2... I don't know anymore. Okay, it's whatever. It's cool. The point is, Thrag was on point, bro. That was a great fight. And then, at that point, Nolan sees everyone taking the L, getting beat up. He's like, you know what? We gotta destroy their planet. If we destroy their planet, maybe they'll surrender. Wasn't the case. Thrag was pissed off. 2-tapped. No, it was a 1-tap because he literally zoomed up to Thaddeus, ripped his head off. Precious Skull said, bro, I choose death. And he took out Thaddeus with ease, man. It's just... I love how much of a beast that man is, bro. Also on the subject of beast and one-shotting, Oliver, that man needs to lock in, bro. Because again, if y'all watch the episode, Nolan and Mark was like, hey, listen, bro, don't try to 1v1 Thrag. That's not to do 1v1. Fight together with us, you know what I mean? And then we see Oliver too saying, oh, bro, this man's probably not even that hyped up. I feel like they're overhyping him, bro. This man then sees his dad gets blown away. Sees all these Viltrumites fighting. He's like, you know what? I'm going to try to take on Thrag myself. Goes in. Thrag catches his fist. Breaks his arm. Pimp slaps him. And slices off his arm too, bro. It's just... And ducks his jaw off too. It's just... Bro, I don't know what Oliver's thinking, bro. It's just... The ignorance of a child, I guess. But at the same time... Aren't you developing fast, so shouldn't you be kind of smart as well? You know what I mean? I would think it was he's growing fast, but he should be growing with knowledge fast too, if that makes sense. But I guess, inexperience counts. He has no experience and just ignorance. But man, bro, Oliver, he's just been taking L's this season, but especially with the Conquest fight too. Not this season, but not last season, but this season. Again, trying to fight up on the Conquest, wasn't doing too well. Had to go back to Earth. Almost again got squatted like a fly. Mark came him to save him, and that's why he'll kill the Conquest. But man, bro, Oliver needs a train arc or something. Well, he's not really going to get a train. That's a spoiler for I don't know if I'm going to spoil the comics. The point is, Oliver needs to lock in at some point. And then, they disperse afterwards after the fight. Thrag's like, I'm not going to kill any more Viltrumites. I'm done. It's whatever. Let's disperse. They find their bodies certain because Thrag practically choked out Mark, and Viltrumite speared Nolan, and they were just floating in the abyss of space. They've been out of commission for, I think, a couple weeks, they said, healing up. And then they were like, where are the Viltrumites still? And then Mark's like, wait a second, I think they might be on Earth. So then they try to hurry back to Earth, but that took like, I think, a week or so. They get there, nothing happened. It's like, all right, cool. What does that mean? Then throughout that, I like this episode adaptation of Mark's thought process, because in the comics, what happened was like on the ride there, Mark was thinking about what the Viltrumites was doing on Earth, and like at that point, as a comic reader, we didn't know if that was Mark's thinking or like if that was actually happening. You know what I mean? So like the whole time we were reading it, it's like, oh, this was going on Earth right now. It's like, wait a second, no, these are just Mark's thoughts. But in the show, what they do is Mark hops onto Earth, nothing's going on. He's like, all right, cool. And then like throughout the episode, he's like having like these, I want to say PTSD. It's not even PTSD. It's just like, these panic attack flashes of like, Thrag showing up and killing somebody in front of him. Like one instant was he was talking to his mother having a panic attack. She got speared. He thought Thrag was there, but he wasn't. Then at some point, it's him talking to Cecil, and Thrag shows up, kills him. He wasn't there. And the same happened with Eve too. Ripped off her head or something, or broke her jaw. He wasn't there. So that was kind of cool. I kind of like how they did that method. Because again, like it's a surprise, like, oh shoot, you know what I mean? Is Thrag actually there? You don't know. So that was a cool audience, cool thing for us to have. And then we get to Mark flying around to like clear his head and whatnot. And then we see Thrag is like, wait a second, is this actually Thrag or is this imagination? It's like, no, this is actually Thrag. And at that point, Thrag gives him the ultimatum of, you either live here, let us, make families, bring up our empire, or we all just die. I destroy your planet, you guys try to kill me, and that's the end of everything. You know what I mean? It's like a, let us be, or we just, nuclear option. What do you choose? And then, Mark, there we go, chose the option of peace of just letting the Viltrumites stand by, do what you want to do, make families and whatnot. Because again, what can you do, bro? Like the Viltrumites are on your planet, they can wipe you guys out with ease. There's nothing really you can do. Then we end the season with Thaddeus leaving Alan a message saying, hey, listen, use this upgraded surge virus to kill all the Viltrumites, because if the Viltrumites are still existing, there'll be no peace in the world, in the universe. So you gotta kill them off. That was Thaddeus' last message, and that was the end of the season. Pretty good season. I liked it. Oh, two other parts. Well, there's other things I could talk about. Debbie's going to space now, so that's cool. Also, apparently in that what happened was, so more fun facts. Mark, and Oliver and Nolan were gone from Earth for 6 months. So they were gone for 6 months in total. All right. Or was it 10 months? It was either 10 or 6 months. The point is, it was gone for like a very long time, right? So in that time frame, Paul and Debbie broke up. Crazy work. And then, if you remember from the last episode, Eve was pregnant. That was with her powers. She had an abortion. She told Mark, is like, oh, I had an abortion because, again, I didn't know if you were going to come back. It's going to be myself, so I just, aborted the baby. Had a whole scene. Makes sense, bro. Like, again, you're by yourself. You don't know what your husband's been gone for, like, your boyfriend at this point. Been gone for 10 to 6 months. It's like, I don't know if I could carry this baby on my own and whatnot. I'm alone right now with the child. I don't want to raise I don't want to be a single mother raising a child, you know what I mean? So, her decision, completely valid. I get it. They breaking up with Paul. I don't know why they broke up, but like I think it was some of the lines of, or she said it was something along the lines of, we have different lifestyles, something like that. Like you're bred for like this hero stuff. I'm not really bred for it. Something along those lines. But they're good friends. However, they are setting up for Nolan getting back with Debbie, bro. And like I'm glad they took like this very slow approach, because in the comics, like they set up the foundation for the episode, though, so it makes more sense for you. So, they're broken up. Then, she figures out that Oliver's alone at the hospital in space, and no one's gonna go back to check on Oliver. She's like, "Hey, take me with you." Then they go up to space. Now they're on their way to Oliver at the space hospital, like that, a couple light years away, whatever. So that's what happened to the TV show. In the comics, they practically made up like a bit beforehand. And like in the comics, they're like already in love on the spaceship, making out and whatnot, having fun time, bed sex, all that stuff. But in the show, I like how they're taking like a very long, slow approach of Nolan gaining her trust again, and maybe at some point probably being friends. I feel like they're probably going to start dating again, but who knows? He might switch it up and be like, hey, yo, listen. You guys are just going to be platonic friends at this point, you know? And that might be it. That would be the healthy option, but I feel like what's going to happen is they're going to probably start dating again. Get, you know, love and whatnot. So that's going to happen. And what else? No, that's really it for the season, bro. It was pretty solid. It was a pretty solid season. I really liked it. I thoroughly liked it. Oh, no. There was that one bad episode. It was the devil episode. That was so dumb because that felt like a filler episode all the way through. And the crazy part is that was like a Robert Kirkman original. Like that was like an episode he made, say, oh, this would be a cool thing to add. The most trashed episode in the world. The devil or Satan. His character design was trash, in my opinion. Like I know they were trying to make him grow text. It was not fresh. Then like freaking the detective devil, he had like cybertech armor now. All of them did, and like it just did not look fresh at all, bro. It was not cool. Not cool, man. Like the idea of it, like okay, cybertech magic powers, cool, but like the character design just didn't look fresh because like what's his name, like Bloodhound? Let's Google it together real quick, shall we? Let's transition over here. Bang. What's his name? Invincible. Close that. Is it Dargan? Dark Blood. Like this dude has a freaking pot belly and everything. They didn't give him like the tech armor. It didn't look fresh, man. It didn't look fresh. Like I prefer him looking like this casually, like a detective can use some cool magic tricks, kind of like a Constantine Hellboy type vibe. But like him giving like cyber armor. Let me just Invincible Dark Blood armor. Like, bruh, this was not it. Like, just he had like a helmet too. It was just. There it is. Like, bro, what? This was not the move, bro. This was not the move. Just actual trash. I'm sorry, that was upsetting. Then like the Invincible Satan. And then Satan. Oh my! This is an egregious character. I'm sorry, bro. Like this is not fresh. This does not look cool. Like the armor, kind of. But then the man got folded. Like, it was time to go up against the boss chick that was ruining hell. And, like, he got pieced up. Like, Invincible just had to save the day, bro. Like, this was not fresh. I'm sorry. Like, actually the worst episode there is. Like, man, bro. That was a disappointment, man. I'm sorry. That actually kind of made me upset thinking about that again. Like, bro. Like, original story could have been cool ideas and whatnot. But, like, the execution of it? Terrible. Hated it. Actually hated it. And then also, just on the top of the things I hate, the Invincible fandom right now has been tweaking out, man. I'm not going to hold you. And this is like a slight tangent, but it's whatever. Because after the episode, like Eve having the abortion, fans or some fans, I should say, have been tweaking out saying, oh my God, why she had the abortion? Shame on her, yada, yada, yada. It's just like, bro, she's like practically a teenager, like 18, 19, having a kid. Her boyfriend's off. She doesn't know if he's dead or alive right now. Like, no contact whatsoever. Again, 10 to 6 months, you're gone. What am I supposed to do? Like, raise a kid by myself? It's just, I don't know why people were, like, tweaking off of that one thing. It just made no sense. To me, personally, like that. Like, them tweaking out made no sense. And on another subject, too, we got to talk about spoilers right now. I feel like when it comes to online stuff, Invincible's story is just everywhere. Like, people just love spoiling the story just to spoil it. And I feel like yes, they're changing some aspects of the story, but at the same time, like, it's still the very much. It's like slight deviations, like Times New Roman versus Arial. Like you can notice the differences in the grand scheme, small details too, and whatnot. If that makes sense, that kind of makes sense. I'm gonna keep that analogy. I'm confident with that analogy. The point is, I feel like the Invincible fans need to calm down with spoilers. Like, they just want to drop spoilers saying, oh, this is what's going to happen next time. I'm like, bro, people watching Invincible right now who never touched the comic are getting spoilers who think that they shouldn't get spoilers for. You know what I mean? It ruins the surprise or some things that could happen. Then at the same time, these guys be posting spoilers and not even reading the comic too. Or We making things like, oh my god, why'd they take this out? I'm like, we're not even there yet. Like, the biggest thing for that, it was season 2 of Invincible, right? So season 2 of Invincible, this is like the first time Anissa shows up. Anissa and Mark fight. She says, hey, Conquest's going to come later. You're either going to fall in line or you don't. Boom. There was actual discourse on Twitter saying, oh my god, Amazon's so fake or lame. They took out Anissa raping Mark, bro. I can't believe they took that out. I'm like, bro, that doesn't happen yet. That's supposed to happen next season. That's supposed to happen in season 5. You know what I mean? But that's probably another weird thing, too. Because, again, why are y'all so excited to see this man, Mark, get sexually assaulted? You know what I mean? Because not only are you wrong about that, like, that's not supposed to happen at all this season. Or that season, season 2. Like, y'all are actually praying and waiting for it to get animated. I'm like, bro, that's kind of weird on your part. Like, you're very stuck on this one issue of Mark being taken advantage of. You know what I mean? So just stuff like that, too. Like, you know, complain about something that's not even supposed to happen yet. That's just like a very egregious thing. Like, there's like a lot of LARPers, I should say. Like, that's actual LARP right there, saying, oh my god, they took out this scene. I'm like, no, bro. That's like a whole other arc. Like, you're 2-3 arcs ahead. You know what I mean? Just egregious stuff. I'm sorry. Won't rant about that part because that actually did piss me off when I saw that happen. And like, I had to talk about that at some point. And I'm pretty sure like it showed up again at some, I think it showed up as a screenshot of someone like calling out people LARPing on Invincible. So yeah, just the same work, bro. The Invincible fan needs to lock in. That's all I gotta say, bro. Like, y'all are, some of y'all are cool. The other half of y'all are kind of annoying. And it's on both sides. It's like the TV side and the comic book side. The comic book side love to spoil. The TV side are okay with this trash animation. I mean, y'all both have your issues for sure. But enough ranting. Point is, season 4 was pretty good. Season 5 is going to be gas. That's it. Hope y'all liked the video, though. If you did, like, subscribe, and yeah, I think that's it. Okay, I'm done. Nice.